Is there anything else you want people to know about your situation?
My life is screwed. I'm done. My family's done. They're waiting to arrest me. They're waiting to take me to jail.
In fact, the Long Beach police are getting into position.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to Grim. Today we have another classic TCAP reaction for you, an episode I have not seen where this guy goes out of his freaking way to make sure he covers his butt in just about every angle, yet still steps foot in this decoy's house and gets himself awkwardly interviewed by Chris Hansen and promptly arrested. So make sure you watch until the very end of this one. It's quite insane, but without any further ado, let's just get right on into this, shall we?
Then there's this man, 32-year-old Corey Edgar, nicknamed Rick.
Are you coming?
Edgar, using the screen name Rick's Talented Tongue.
I hate when they show the freaking usernames. I'm not going to show any of these DMs. You guys know how it goes. I cannot show any of that on the channel, but this guy is definitely sending a lot of material to this decoy that is pretty incriminating. Yet he's still going to be trying to skirt around the legalities of this and act like he is, you know, the good guy, but absolutely he is not. And you could just tell that by his creepy picture here in this creepy username, bro. What are you doing?
But in the middle of the chat, he suddenly becomes suspicious.
I have a strong feeling you're either undercover or a cop trying to set older guys up. You hear about it all the time.
You're insane.
He literally spells out his own demise, yet continues messaging this person, showing that he is just absolutely consumed by these crazy desires of his. And that's just the story with a lot of these guys that are, you know, kind of conscious of the idea that they could obviously be getting in huge trouble for this, but any amount of trouble and any amount of life eruption that could be caused by getting caught for doing this is worth less than their idea of like the prize of actually meeting up with this decoy, which is absolutely sickening to freaking think of. Thankfully, this guy was too idiotic to actually stop himself here, and luckily got caught up in the sting operation, so we were able to take him off the streets for a bit. But it still just creeps me out to think about how far these guys are willing to go.
And he makes this declaration.
I would never meet a female under to do anything. I am reporting you to Yahoo. Please leave me alone.
Is he just testing the waters to protect himself?
Dude, he really thought he was doing something with that. He's sending these messages like, I would never do this, even though that's explicitly what I'm attempting to do right now, but I would never do it. So you better kiss your account goodbye, because I'm reporting you to Yahoo Mail, okay? Nobody is going to be able to chat with you because you are trying to break the law. Not me, even though I'm the one that's continuing messaging you, okay? I am reporting you. Leave me alone. And then he waits 3 minutes and then is like, okay, are they gone? You're not a Fed? All right. Anyways, yeah, I think we should meet up. You seem pretty chill. Whatever I said earlier, I didn't mean it. That was just for, you know, any cops that were looking at the internet, the interwebs, trying to check out what's being transmitted back and forth. You know, it's all ones and zeros anyways, but they can pick up on that kind of stuff, so you can never be too careful. Like, you really think you're slick, Rick, but you still showed up to this freaking house, so clearly you're an absolute idiot. Thank you for being so stupid, though, because it's making for some great television and a great reaction so far.
Whatever his intent, Edgar doesn't leave the decoy alone and keeps chatting. Just to be sure the girl is real, he says he wants to talk to her on the phone.
Nobody's here. My parents are gone.
Yeah, this guy's trying to cover every single base. I don't even think it's very often they ask to speak to the person on the phone. Some of these guys are simply fine with the DMs, like just speaking over text with this anonymous person on the internet and show up anyways. But he's like, okay, I need to speak to you. Obviously, there's no FaceTime back then, but that's about the best he can do to verify that it's actually this person he's talking to. What a maniac, dude. He's going through so many steps just to try to protect himself. It's actually terrifying.
In the end, he decides to come, but he's still not convinced.
So what are you doing?
Not too much. I was just talking online.
Talking online?
What a sketchy individual. I mean, it's obviously, you know, known that these guys are going to be super sketchy based on what they're trying to freaking do, but just the way he's standing in this door frame is menacing, and he's like, so you a cop? You got to tell me if you're a cop, you know? Also, I love that I use this voice for a lot of different people, but this guy looks exactly like he would actually have that voice of, like, you know, the Jersey guy or whatever that accent's called. I have no idea what to call it. It's just too perfect, though. He thinks he can stand in this doorway, and that is, you know, not technically breaking the law because he has not fully stepped foot into the house, but you're not a vampire, bro. You don't need to be invited in and all that stuff. There's no rules like that. You're still showing up, and you've still sent some pretty crazy pictures and text to this decoy, so I think you're in for a treat at the end of this episode, no matter what you do. Obviously, he's gonna keep going into the house, though.
Where are you going?
Just trying to think about this.
For the next few minutes, Edgar can't decide whether he wants to stay or go. Finally, he comes in.
Whatever.
All right, so after some long deliberation, he's doing some more soul seeking here, and he's like, you know what? Yeah, screw it. I am a creep. I'm gonna step foot in this house. Let's go. So finally, he commits to stepping in, and things are about to get spicy, I believe. Real quick, I do want to give a shout out to my Patreon. I am uploading weekly bonus content on there, featuring face cam in a more laid back style, full of content that I simply can't post on my YouTube any other way. And a very massive special thank you to our first Grim Squad Overlord. This maniac WTF Catboy pledged at the highest tier. There can only be one Grim Squad Overlord per month, and he's holding it down for the month of February. So thank you very much. So if you want to support me in that way and unlock some awesome extra content from me, I greatly appreciate it. Otherwise, just leave a like on the video and a comment to help boost me in the algorithm. That does more than you know. Anyways, back into the video.
But spots our camera crew in the next room.
See?
You are a suspicious guy, Rick.
I told you there's people here.
I want to speak with you for a minute. Why don't you have a seat right over there?
I wasn't planning on any of this.
Good. I want to hear the whole story.
He just loves standing in doorways, doesn't he? I mean, he gets caught, he sees the camera crew, tries to dip, and Chris has to do the quick reveal. And this guy is still just standing here as if he's preparing for an earthquake. You know, you're supposed to go in the door frames and all that. And he's just like, dude, I wasn't planning on anything. Even though you guys have, you know, weeks of logs of me chatting with this decoy and pictures that I sent of certain parts of me, that's not me, all right? I wasn't planning on doing any of that. That was all just me hanging out on the internet, talking random stuff. That's it.
Jeez, I might as well just, my life's over. My life's over.
Rick, now I've got some transcripts here.
I did not want this to happen. I didn't do anything.
Please have a seat on the stool.
This is one of the best reactions ever. I love when people just absolutely implode and they can't even hold in their internal thoughts at this point. That's of course what he's thinking in his head over and over, is like, oh my god, my life's over, I'm screwed, my life's over, my life's over. But he's so stressed out that it's spilling out into the real world, that he's actually shouting it in the other room, like pacing back and forth, knowing that he's about to meet his demise. This is absolutely brilliant freaking television, I'm telling you.
So let's clear the air because
I've never done
well, let me read
anything
to you
like
the
this.
first line out of your mouth. Hello, how are you doing? Can I tease in and make you...
Oh, and then he hits us with the classic, I've never done this before. Dude, we know that routine, okay? None of what you're saying right now is gonna work at all on us. We literally heard in the intro that you sent pictures over to this decoy. That is more intent than most people show before they show up to the house. So you don't have a very good case against you right now. I suggest you just sit down and awkwardly listen to Chris read off your transcripts as you wait and realize that you're about to be arrested as soon as you step out the house. Now sit there and squirm, creep.
And then you show some
arresting me
reservations.
and everything.
I'm not arresting you.
They are.
Though he doesn't see them, Edgar seems to know the police are outside.
They are, dude. I know how this show works. I've seen it before. I don't technically know you, but I know there's some freaking cops waiting outside for me. Can we just fast forward to that point? That's the best part, too, is like when guys already know what the deal is with this show and they just know that the worst part is yet to come. Like when you have Chris Hansen reading these terrible chat logs to you and you realize that it's being filmed and like about to be showcased to the world, yet the actual worst part is still to come. That's got to be some true psychological stuff going on in your head, like just absolute stress at the highest degree. Usually I would not wish that on my worst enemy, but these types of guys are my worst enemies, so I guess I absolutely do wish it upon them. I want them to be stressed out the entire episode. That just makes it 10 times better.
But Edgar sent this picture of what he said was his...
That ain't mine. No.
Whose was it?
I have no clue. That ain't mine.
So you didn't send her or transmit?
Dude, that's not mine. I don't know what you want me to do. You want me to pull down my shorts right now and compare? Dude, that's not me, okay? Even though I sent that almost right away to the decoy and it came from my computer, that's simply not me. I got a collection of other random ones that I usually send people, you know, just in case they aren't who they say they are. I know how to cover my tracks, Chris. Don't even question that. This dude really thinks he's so slick. It's absolutely hilarious.
Read what I wrote to her this morning when she kept trying to get an older guy. This is wrong. I clearly said, please leave me alone.
And he's acting like this is somehow the decoy's fault. I've had a couple guys on the show that I've reacted to so far that are like this, and it's absolutely hilarious. First of all, it's just a toxic mentality. Like, no, dude, you're the adult. You're the one that should have drawn the line and been like, get off the internet. You know, this is possibly really bad if you're talking to people online like this. Don't do that anymore. I'm out. I'm trying to speak to adults only. No, you were encouraging it and going on. Yet he's acting like simply the decoy continuing to reply is what led him here, and as if it's entrapment or something. Like, no, dude, you absolutely waltzed your way into this house yourself. You drove yourself from your house to this house, and you were the one that has been replying and just, you know, encouraging yourself into this conversation the entire time. It is not the decoy's fault.
I clearly said, please leave me alone. Do not message me. What does she keep doing? She keeps messaging me and trying to get an older guy to come over here.
So it's her fault.
No, it's not.
Blame the victim.
It's not my fault.
Dude, this guy is literally just trying to shift blame from himself in any way possible, and I'm glad Chris is checking him on this BS, because no, that is not the mentality to have. It is absolutely your fault and your fault alone, dude. Now you're about to get arrested for it. Sucks to be you. I don't know what else to say.
I came
about your
here
story.
because I was going to get cigarettes, fill up my tank, and then go fishing.
What, you thought they sold cigarettes at this house?
No.
Do you think they sell gas at this house?
No, I did not.
Then why even stop here then?
Chris is on one this episode. This is absolutely brilliant, dude. His responses have been fire the entire time, and it helps that this guy is just over the top ridiculous already, but I think this is one of my favorite episodes to react to so far. This is just gold.
It was wrong for me to even stop here, and I
mean, come on, you gotta have some sort of insight in
going
here.
Fishing. Check my trunk.
Well,
I have my fishing gear. My fishing license is in my console. I was going fishing.
Oh my god. First of all, I don't know how he's teleporting from chair to chair here. I think this dude's a freaking Enderman, or a part Enderman at least. But now he's claiming a new lie, which is he was just going fishing. You know, he did say he was going to the store originally, and also that he knew this was a fake and he reported them to Yahoo and all that, blah, blah, blah. But now he claims he was going fishing, and simply having his fishing pole and his license in his car frees him of any other crimes that he might have committed. You know, that is just his alibi, and he's sticking to it. This is just purely somebody that has like 3 IQ total in their brain and is trying to formulate a plan to escape, you know, getting in trouble for this. This is the result of that, okay? None of this stuff is gonna work, dude. You're absolutely screwed, and you need to face that fact. I think he is facing that fact, and that's why he's freaking out so much and grasping at straws every time Chris asks him a further question.
Who am I?
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story. Now, if there's anything else you want to tell us, we'd be happy to hear it. If not, you're clearly free to walk right out the door you came in.
I don't want to walk out the door. They're gonna take me. They want me anyway.
This guy definitely knew what was going on in this show. I don't know if he, again, knows exactly who Chris is or recognized him at this point, because I have no idea how long they had been filming the show up until now. But this dude just slapped his shades on and is like, no, I'm going to chill in this ottoman right here because I know what's waiting for me outside that door, and I'm not too excited to get put in handcuffs. So I think I'm just going to chill here in my cool Oakleys and, you know, just relax, all right? Just give me that, please. Like, no, dude, get your butt out of the house for the best part of the show. Come on.
Is there anything else you want people to know about your situation?
My life is screwed. I'm done. My family's done. They're waiting to arrest me. They're waiting to take me to jail.
In fact, the Long Beach police are getting into position.
I mean, that was a pretty succinct closing statement from this guy. He's doing a better job at me at this whole YouTube thing. He summed it up pretty well. His life's over. His family is just absolutely screwed by this because they have to deal with the fallout from this, and he's going to go away for hopefully a long time. So he walks out of the house finally after being annoyed and pouring himself some tea. I don't even know what this man's doing. He's just panicking at this point. But finally, we reach the conclusion of him being taken away, and I'm pretty sure he's charged for the average of, you know, at least a few years and being put on the registry, so that's good. And finally, we have the ending here. Let me know what you guys thought of this dude, the fishing creep, as I'm gonna call him. Absolutely insane episode. The way that he was back talking Chris, the way that he tried to have about 1,000 ways to get out of this and none of them worked or came even close to working is just absolute hilarity and TV gold, if you ask me. So if you enjoyed this one and you think it's worthy of a like, make sure you drop a like on this video and maybe leave a comment letting me know what your favorite part was. Once again, check out the Patreon. Major thanks to all the patrons, especially people like wtfcatboy, who are coming in with massive support, and a huge thank you to my other patrons as always. I will see you guys in the next video, and until next time, peace out.